everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to show you how to cut and press a rhinestone anchor design onto a J America glitter t-shirt using our brand new Silhouette Cameo 3. I have my anchor in my software. You can see it right here. Now I'm going to expand it just a little bit, and I'm going to go to the Rhinestone panel. The Rhinestone panel is available in Designer Edition and up, so you'll see that I'm working in Business Edition. The Rhinestone panel is this little pentagon with circles there. Let's open that. And there are different fills that you can do. It all depends on the type of shape you're working with. So I'm going to go over here and do a linear fill. You can see it fills it in all right. There will have to be some editing that we need to do. So I'm going to expand it. I want it to be a little bit larger. Probably closer to right here. So we have it about 6.15 inches wide and a little under 9 inches tall. So I'm going to go over here. You can see there's a couple edits that I want to do, particularly right here on the sides. The opening's a little bit wide. So I'm going to release the rhinestones. Now each rhinestone can be edited individually. Let's zoom in and have my select zoom. Now you can see right here where I want to fix them. So I'm going to select these two, bring it in a little bit closer. Now select this one, bring it down. So quick edit, it'll clean it up just a little bit, and let's repeat it on the other side. Bring this in a little bit, and then put that there. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go to view my whole design space. Now I'm going to select all of these and group them back together. Alright, so now I'm ready to cut. I want to take a box and create a box around my design. Now this is important because when you cut on your flock material, you need to make sure that you have a space where you can pull your design out. You don't want to waste the material. It can be costly. So when you have the box, you have a perfect area to just weed it out. So I'm going to go ahead, group this one more time, and I'm actually going to rotate it to make it easier on my material. So that way I'm utilizing almost all the space this way, and I can go ahead and send it to the cutter. Now the important thing to note with the Cameo 3 is that it only has load and unload. So if you are cutting on a cutting mat like I will be soon, you need to make sure that you have a cutting mat set in your design space. To check on that, we'll go to Design Page Settings, and you can check right here. Now if you are not using a cutting mat, make sure that you choose None, because that will affect how far it loads your material. So I'm going to use a cutting mat. I'm going to select it over to Cameo, and then I'm going to go to my cut settings. Now you can see with the Cameo, you have a choice with different tools. I'm going to use Tool 1 because that's my auto adjust blade. So let me go over here to my magic flock that I have pre-programmed, and I'm going to check to make sure my settings are correct. I'm going to have my blade on 5. Make sure you turn on your automatic blade. My speed at 10 and my thickness at 22 with a double cut. Now every machine is different. Every machine is variable by how old it is, what you've been cutting, and how used your blade is. So make sure you are doing test cuts, but I found, at least for this time with my Cameo, this is cutting pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead, set up my material, and then I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut using my cutting mat. It's a personal preference. I like it because I don't have to keep moving my rollers. I can keep it in one spot. The difference with the Cameo 3 is that you only have load and unload. So when you're cutting on your cutting mat, you need to make sure in your design space you have a cutting mat loaded. Otherwise, you will cut your cutting mat like I did here. I'm going to load my flock on here, and now I'm going to send it to the cutter from my software. My design's finished cutting. I can faintly see the circles in my flock material. Let's find the corner. We'll bring it up. Now you can see I had a pretty good cut. I put my blade at 5, my speed at 10, and I did a double cut with my thickness set at about 21. Of course, you want to differ it based on Each machine's a little bit different, how much you use your blade and so on. But nice clean cut, maybe one left behind. And I look at the back of this, you can see that there's little slight indents where the holes were cut. That means I got a good cut. Here's my board. This is a chalkboard from the craft store. It's not like painted with chalkboard, but it's a little bit rougher. I like it because my flock material doesn't stick as hard to it when I place it. When your flock material really sticks to your board, that's when these holes rip. So let's go ahead and do that. And now I'm gonna pour my blue zircon stones onto my template and brush them in. We're just gonna dump the whole bag on this. Now you wanna brush in small circles to get the stones in the holes. Now once you have your stones in the holes, you can keep your brush flat and just get the extra out of the way. Now there might be a couple we may need to replace later, that's totally fine. So all my stones are placed in there. I have one little extra one over here. I'm just gonna move these stones aside more and then pick it up with my Hot Fix transfer tape. So let's get this out of here. So here's our transfer tape. Going to keep it about this length because I can save it. Let's trim it just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead, peel it up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna anchor it on one side and then just drop the whole thing. No pun intended. I'll take my squeegee. Now let's pick it up. Do it this way. So we got a nice clean pull. We've got all of it on there. Let's put it back on my backing until I'm ready to press. So that's our transfer. My heat press is set to 335 degrees. I have a gray J America glitter shirt that I'm going to be pressing to. What I'm doing now is I'm doing a pre-press. This is just to get some of the moisture and wrinkles out of your garment, especially in Florida where we are. There is so much humidity, so this will dry it out. We're just gonna do a quick press. Sometimes if it's really humid, you'll see steam coming out. Totally normal, that's okay. All right, so we have our pre-press done. Nice and dry and wrinkle-free. Here's my transfer. You can see that my template I'm keeping on the back of this. It's great storage. You already have it. You don't need to buy a bunch of boards for it. So let's take this off. So here's my transfer. I'm going to line it up by using the collar, not the tag. The tag is almost always off. So let me take this out to show you. So you can see, let's fan this out. This tag is a little bit to the right. So I'm gonna bring and put my shoulders right on the corners here. Let's get that wrinkle out. All right, so let's look at the collar. I'm gonna bring my anchor up. We'll check this. And then this is gonna be the center of my design. So I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit more since this is a fairly large design. All right, so I have my anchor set up. I'm gonna use my cover sheet. I'm gonna press this at 335 degrees for 15 seconds with medium to firm pressure. Let's remove our cover sheet. And now I'm going to immediately reach into my shirt and separate it. A lot of times with thinner shirts, with lady shirts, the glue can go through the back. So you want to separate it, otherwise that glue is going to fuse your shirt together. Let's remove our hot fix tape. Now this you can actually reuse a couple more times, so you want to save it. And we have a rhinestone shirt designed in Silhouette and cut on our Cameo 3. So this is a great beginner project if you're starting off with your Cameo, you want to learn rhinestones. We can add vinyl to it, we can add some of our foils, and a lot of really fun stuff. So if you have any questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com.